Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well today on this nice sunny day. A couple of things before I start. Tomorrow, of course, tomorrow night is our second public meeting in Hartlepool. And on this occasion, we haven't advertised the venue as we did last time. As I said before, we're going to go through different strategies. We'll probably take a different approach at different meetings, depending how things pan out. In any case, if you're a member of For Britain and you're in the area, we will send you an email tomorrow telling you where the venue is in plenty of time, so that you can get along if you're around. So again, we'll send you an email for the venue for tomorrow night's public meeting in Hartlepool. Now today I was going to talk about something else, but as often happens, something else has popped up, and I simply can't let the day that's in it pass by without giving a mention to International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM, Zero Tolerance of FGM. Now, when someone says zero tolerance, it suggests a tough approach. It suggests we're about to put our foot down. It suggests we're about to get tough. We're going to do something about this. We will not tolerate it. Zero tolerance. Let me start by saying that there is zero intention anywhere in the world to criminally prosecute FGM. Zero. In any practicing country or in the West, there is zero intention to prosecute this, and that's for political reasons. And let me take you to the United Nations and their message today, their message to mark this International Day of Zero Tolerance, tells us all we need to know. I'll read out one of the paragraphs. To promote the abandonment of FGM. Now, immediately you are told what the approach will be. It's not to promote the eradication of FGM or to promote the criminal accountability of FGM. It's to promote the abandonment of FGM. And what they're saying is that they're going to wait and ask nicely so that the people who practice FGM will themselves abandon it. They go on to say, to promote the abandonment of FGM, coordinated and systematic efforts are needed, and they must engage whole communities and focus on human rights and gender equality. Now, the problem they've got is that the communities who practice this passionately don't believe in human rights or gender equality. They say these efforts should emphasize social dialogue and the empowerment of communities to act collectively to end this practice. The empowerment of communities. So the answer is to empower FGM practicing communities. I guess they believe that if people are empowered, they will become left-wing feminists. I don't know what they believe, but I can tell them that it isn't going to happen. Moving on to the European Union, nothing from them. They have an FGM ambassador. And needless to say, this ambassador sits down with practicing communities and listens as women share their concerns and experiences and explain in detail how FGM influences women's health. This is the response. So in other words, yet again, we make, on Zero Tolerance Day, we just make that extra little bit of effort. Maybe we ask a little more nicely that people who've been practicing this for centuries and who passionately believe in it will kindly stop doing it. That's our strategy. That's our approach. And at home in the UK, nothing is any different. And once again, on International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM, the police are doing what they do very well in Britain, spending time on Twitter. Yesterday, Surrey police sent out a tweet saying tomorrow is International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM. FGM is hugely underreported, and children are often fearful to report a crime committed by their family or community. Now, first thing, it's underreported, perhaps because nothing ever happens anyway. Nothing's ever done about it anyway. And secondly, it isn't up to children to report crimes against them. The police do understand this, don't they? There is a legal obligation on local authorities, social services, to actively intervene if a child is at risk of harm, and that harm does include FGM. But the police have decided that they will wait until a 3-4-year-old girl picks up the phone and tells them she thinks she might be in danger of FGM. And if she had any sense, she'd know they won't do anything about it either. And yet the problem is that it's underreported. That isn't the problem. The problem is that you're ignoring the law, both the police and the local authorities. Now, let's not forget the West Midlands police, a bit of a scandal they caused last year, by saying on Twitter that they didn't prosecute, or they didn't go after this, I guess, because it wasn't in the best interests of the children for their parents to be arrested and prosecuted. Now, it's not in the best interests of any children for their parents to be arrested and prosecuted. My guess is that it's not in the best interests of Tommy Robinson's children that their father is treated the way he is by the UK police. But the point is the politicization of the police and their complete unaccountability. They spend time on Twitter going on about hate speech, and they did it again with this Surrey response. They came out again later saying that they were saddened, I think it was, by the Islamophobic response they were receiving, and that they were sending these messages to Twitter and their intelligence units. So they're still threatening us. People who say that this has anything to do with Islam are being threatened by the police. This is their priority. They don't give a damn when people like Tommy Robinson, for example, are threatened. But you dare say an Islamophobic word in response to a useless nothing, a tweet on FGM, and you'll find yourself in trouble. The police are an unaccountable arm of a politicized public sector. They are using their duties, they are transformed their duties into political regulation. They are regulating what we're allowed to say, and what they do, the arrests they make and the lack of arrests they make, is a clear signal to society what is acceptable and what isn't. And what's acceptable is anything that can possibly be deemed to be coming from a group, a victim group. And what's unacceptable is any protest against this. We have got to stop and change this and make the police accountable. Not accountable to politicians or senior common purpose officers, accountable to us. I want a system put in place where the senior police commanders must answer publicly for their failure to enforce the law, and their job is the price they will pay. We must be able to do this, and it is absolutely necessary for law and order in this country. Okay, I think that's enough from me. I'm away for the next 2 days because I'm going up, as I said, to Hartlepool, and I'll be up there for a couple of days. But I'll be back here Friday morning at 11 o'clock. And take care until then.
We will make America great again.